organization and what's your position with them?
I'm the executive director of the Montgomery STEP Foundation. It's an acronym, Strategies to Elevate People Foundation.
And that's cool. Now, I guess that tells what your organization is all about. Too.
Yeah, absolutely. We're about elevating, young people. I've been doing it for the last 20 years. In Montgomery, I started Boys to Men initiative. And so to partner with Mr. Bowie to reach these young men that are here in the Selma community, it was just a great partnership to come together to impact these young men's lives.
Okay. You got a website or something like that?
MontgomeryStep.org is our website, www.montgomerystep.org.
Okay. All right. Really quick.
I noticed you you use a lot of graphics. I noticed that the young people pay attention to what you're saying. What do you find is behind that? Why do you think they're listening to what your message is?
Well, I think that young people particularly are interested in what I have to say because I think it's just right, it's really where they are. A lot of our young people are looking for answers, and oftentimes they search for those answers in the wrong places. There are so many negative risk factors and negative alternatives. So I think that it's important for them to have a positive message, a message of hope, a message that they can succeed and that they can be all that they were intended and purposed to be. So I think that's why the message resonates with them.
I was just going to ask you, I want you to talk about, what your message is and what did you share with these young people?
Well, I shared with these talent search participants for this wonderful program here, I shared with them a message entitled Everything Matters, because if they're ultimately going to be successful, then they have to realize that there are a combination of areas, that they have to particularly pay attention to. Things like their identity matters, relationships, freedom even, because I think a lot of times they don't think maybe long term, it's just kind of in the moment, but they need to start thinking about the things every day that's needed to have a successful life. And so my message was simply to them that everything matters, what you do every single day, every single decision that you make, whether it's friends, whether it's to even take your education seriously, everything matters as it relates to being successful.
Well, you touched on a couple of things like decision making. That's crucial. You shared a bunch of wisdom, I thought, with them, and if you could talk about the importance of that, because I think decision making is that's key.
Yeah. The decision that our young people make is so critically important. They can make one decision today that could absolutely impact the rest of their lives. There's a saying that it takes 8 seconds to get stupid, So just even teaching them about how conflict can happen and how things can escalate so quickly. And if you're not thinking, if you're not very intentional about the decision that you're going to make, then you could make a decision that could really cost you the rest of your life. And so we just wanted to combat the negative statistics, 1 in 6 young men being killed by gun violence. We just wanted to let these young men know that there's a positive alternative to life, and we want to give them all the tools and resources. And it's a great partnership, and I'm so glad that Mr. Bowie started this initiative for us to be able to partner to give these young men the knowledge that they receive today.
Okay. I'm sorry. I came in right at the end. I saw some water and kayaking.
Yeah.
And that was it. I don't know what all you shared with them.
And on my birthday, I was kayaking on the Coosa River, and my kayak, turned over several times. And so I was just talking to them about even how life matters. We don't know from one day to the next. So just to be able to have another opportunity to make a difference, and to leave an impact positively on somebody's life. I'm grateful for my life, and I wanted them to also know to be grateful for their life.
And I guess you're leaving that positive impact and trying to impart to them to do the same.
Exactly.
Right. If everybody does that, then what a world.
Exactly.
How long have you been doing STEP now?
I've been, the organization is 30 years old, but I've been a part of it for 20 years. And I speak to young people all throughout, the Montgomery area. graduations, honors programs. I speak to young people. I'm passionate about inspiring our young people, because they are not the leaders of tomorrow, but the leaders of today.
In that 20 years, have you been able to see where you've made a difference, or have you seen any of the students tell you that the message has helped them make good decisions?
Oh, absolutely. I think when you see a child at this age, and Mr. Bowie says something very important. He says catching them at this age, and I think it's so very important that we catch them right now and put a positive message that will stay in their heart. And maybe just a few years from now, they may think about something that was said today that could positively help them out in that situation. But yes, to answer your question, I've seen young men come back years, into their early adulthood life and come back and say, man, something you said in that moment when I was in middle school or in high school, those words stayed with me, and I'm still reaping the benefits of those words that were sown into my life so many years ago.
Okay, all right. What was this program about today, and what made you decide to start it?
Well, basically, it's very, very important that we catch the young men at an early age. And we're starting our mentoring program in the Education Talent Search program. It's very important. It's very important that they mirror positive men in the community, and not even the positive men, but also making critical decisions. And I would like to thank Mr. Fluker for coming over from Montgomery today to enlighten the young man that life matters, because the choices that you make is very important, because you have two choices, the right choice and the wrong choice. And the wrong choice can be very detrimental. And one of the core values of the Educational Talent Search program is to keep you on the right path, socially as well as academically. And it was a very profound mentoring starting today. So I look forward to partnering with many other organizations to help foster a good environment for our students, and also to move past some of the negative barriers to move forward for a successful life.
So this was the launching of the mentoring program?
Of the mentoring program.
What age group would you say?
We're looking at this program from 12 to 14.
And so what's next? What are you going to do from here?
Next we're going to do a follow-up. We're going to do another follow-up in April. We'll have them to come back out, maybe do a follow-up, a career assessment, and also get them to either learn how to tie ties, which is going to be very important. That's going to be the follow-up with the next mentoring sometime in April.
So what did you do? Get the kids out of school?
Yeah,
You got
I would like to
permission?
thank all the schools that we have here. We have from School of Discovery, Selma Chat, STEAM Academy. We have Tilton Durant. We have Martin Miller School. We have Keith Miller High School. We have, like I said before, an array of schools that I would like to thank the principal and the administrator for entrusting us to come out here and have a workshop.
And the parent organization is Wallace Community College?
Wallace Community College. It's a parent organization, yes.
Okay, all right.